All the rolling go, where am I to go? Meet Johnny, where am I to go? For I'm a young and a sailor lad, and where am I to go?
Hello, and welcome to Where Am I to Go podcast. Today we are with Melanie in Deer Lodge, Montana, and we are at yesterday's Playthings.
Correct.
And this is a museum that has a lot of toys and those kind of things. We're going to walk through here. We're going to talk with Melanie about different things. But first, we are in Deer Lodge, which is about halfway between Butte and Missoula, Montana. Deer Lodge is a nice little town of about 3,000 people. It's got a lot of outdoor recreation. If you want to know more about Deer Lodge, go back to the prison podcast. We talked about Deer Lodge quite a bit with Heather before we did the tour there. And you can catch up on what's at Deer Lodge. It's right off of Interstate 90. We've done the prison museum, we've done the car museum, and now we are going to do the toy museum, yesterday's Playthings.
Yes.
And then we are going to do the territorial museum also?
Frontier Montana.
Frontier Montana.
Yes.
Okay, and all of these museums are kind of combined. They all share the same website.
Yep. It's all ran by the Old Prison Museum.
Okay.
So, what we wanted to achieve when you first walk into yesterday's Playthings is fun, playful, inviting, of all ages. And I think we've done a really good job with that because we get so many people that come through with the grandparents. That's the toys that I had. The dads, those are the toys I played with, down to some of the kids because we threw in a few new age toys just to kind of give everybody something to look at.
Mm-hmm. I'm recognizing a lot of these different toys.
Me too. Yes, and so the toys are, from the early 1800s all the way up until now. We just wanted to give a wide range of just everything that we kind of had to offer for everybody. One thing that's really special to me is the tree.
The tree.
That tree.
We're looking at kind of a papier-mâché type tree that's right here in the lobby as you first walk in, and it's got paper leaves hanging off of it.
Yes, and all those leaves are, when we first created the tree, I had a volunteer help, and he helped me create this tree. And when I first told everybody this is what I wanted to create, they all thought I was kind of crazy and said that I don't know how we're going to do that. And when I went to him, I said, I can do it. We can get it done, it'll be great. And we did, and it's so exciting. So our kindergarten through 5th grade students, we took them leaves, and they all we took them paper and told them become creative. And so they all signed their names. They have we have snails, we have
stars,
Patrick,
bananas, hands.
And then we created more leaves, so that way it became an interactive exhibit.
Okay.
So when our visitors came to the museum and they had their young kids could then write their names on leaves, where they're from, when they visit, when they came to visit us, and then we just keep stringing it. And so we hope to keep building our tree like a tree grows.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I don't know what you made the bark and stuff out of, but it is very realistic looking.
Amazing. That's just near dear to my heart is our imagination tree.
Cool.
It came out of imagination.
Right.
Yeah. And so then we kind of created a little area. So when the kids do come in, they're going to want to play. And so we have an area where they can play in and out of the teepee. They can write on the chalkboard.
Got a big checker set up.
Yeah, just fun stuff for them to enjoy. And then we just have a lot of different stuff. A lot of people had different collections, like a Hot Wheels collection, a Matchbox collection, our Princess Diana collection.
And this is extensive. I mean, the Princess Diana showcase has what? 20 or 30 Princess Diana dolls?
Yeah, and accessories with it.
Right, yeah, lots of clothing and pictures of her wearing these different dresses that are actually on these dolls.
Yes.
That is just amazing. Now, whose collection is this? Somebody made this. You made this. The secretary, as we walked in, or the person that's overwatching and taking
Our
the
dossier.
donations. And what is her name?
This is Sharon.
Sharon. Boy, this is amazing.
I didn't make it. I bought it.
Oh, you bought it.
They
Yes.
all came from the Franklin Mint.
Oh, okay.
And over the year, it took me about 4 years to collect it all.
About 4 years to collect everything.
They started the first year after she died.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Well, this is a nice place to display them.
Oh, it's wonderful.
You couldn't have this display in your living room very easy
No,
unless
I
you've got a
haven't-
mansion of
no,
some
but
sort
it
or
was-
another.
It was in storage. And
This is really cool.
I'm
Wow.
glad they put it right
Yeah.
here so you could see it. While
Yep,
you're sitting here.
she gets to enjoy it
people
every
just
day.
Really
That's
they
awesome.
Come
Yeah.
in quite frequently.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially your older set.
Oh, man.
The kids think it's Barbie. The girls.
Well, that's what I thought
Yeah.
when I first walked in until I started looking. I'm going, that's the same
realized
Barbie,
that's-
but it doesn't look like Barbie. Proportions are right. I didn't just say that.
Didn't hear it. Only the editor. will
Only
hear
the
it.
editor. Oh, no. That's one of the things he'll probably highlight for me.
Yeah, so I mean, there's just a ton of stuff. We have an
Oh,
M&M
man.
collection up top here. That's one individual's collection, and it just kind of, it all started from, he's actually a car guy, and he redid this beautiful yellow hot rod. And a year later, an M&M exact same hot rod came out with an M&M, and that started the whole family's just accumulating the M&Ms. He started picking up the M&Ms, and the family started sending him M&Ms, and
That's cute.
Wow.
so that's just kind of how that one started. And
Yeah,
then
there's little M&M cars and little M&M figurines and just all kinds of
right.
stuff.
And this piece is, we have a large clown collection.
Okay.
It's in storage, but this was a pretty cool piece, and I brought it upstairs. You put your quarter in, and you pump it up, and out comes, you get your balloon.
So it's got a little air pump
So
inside
you
the.
get your balloon,
This is like
the
a.
balloon comes out, and you stick your boon.
You're right.
Your
On the little
balloon.
nozzle there, and then you pump it up.
Yep, and then.
And this
make your
thing's
little-
like a little vending machine, almost like
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
an old-time vending machine, and it stands probably 5.5 feet tall and fairly narrow, but 25 cents, and you can. But now it doesn't fill it
Yeah,
up with helium, does it?
No, I'm.
So your balloon doesn't float; you drag it when you get through.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And hope it doesn't pop. And you'll have a sad child. We have a lot we have a few. I think we have a couple in storage, but doll houses back then,
Right.
were huge. And I don't even know, considering what we see as doll houses now, I don't even know if you can call these doll houses because they're so extensive. This is actually a replica of a family's home over in Anaconda, and their family ran one of the first gas stations over in the
Okay.
Anaconda area. And they have the picture, the inside is what was inside their home. They have the picture of their grandkids on.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes, so
We went
it's-
to a miniature museum in Tucson, Arizona, and
that was
everything
cool.
was miniatures. Yes, the detail that some of these people put into these miniature houses, and you'd think that they're doll houses, but like you said, I don't know if you ever played with them.
Yeah.
It was more just a model of something that was there, and the detail that people can put into the miniature stuff is just, who's got that kind of time?
Right. It's amazing. It is really amazing.
And then you've got a bunch of toys over here in this other little
Yeah.
section that.
And fun games that we don't have anymore, they ask you the question, and if you don't hit the right answer, you get a little.
You personally get a shock?
Yeah,
Wow.
I think it buzzes. I think it gives you a little buzz, but
Not bad, huh?
yeah.
I'm
Good
guessing
way to learn.
you'd figure
Shock
it out
the
pretty
kids
quick.
in the days.
You got some Barbies in here, some.
Yeah,
I don't know
just
who all these guys are. This is
everything.
all
So you have
toys
your-
after I was a kid.
Yeah,
with
you have your different era Barbies, G.I. Joes. This is your
action figures, but I don't
yes,
know what actions they are.
He-Man.
He-Man. Okay.
all your different He-Mans and the He-Man castle.
And you got some
you
of the
have your-
little metal trucks. You got
Yeah.
about a 70 Chevy metal truck being towed by a tow truck that's
Yeah,
a bigger
because
Tonka truck.
it's only pedal car parking right there.
Oh, I see why that's there.
Yeah, now
then you
he's
got the
gotta
little
go.
stove sets
Yeah,
that
all the
are,
little
just 1 foot by
stoves.
1 foot. Little stove sets, and there you got Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs on the front of those.
Yeah.
Those must be what, 1960s era or maybe even 50s.
Yeah, that one I think is 50s.
Okay.
50 era. And then you have the little Tony Barbie or doll that you could give a perm to.
Oh.
You have all your Beanie Babies. These were all the first edition, first to come out Beanie Babies from
And those were
1993.
really popular in the
Oh,
early
yeah.
90s. Yes.
Huge.
And then you've got the erector set. Now that's a
Yes.
late 50s setup there. It's in the metal box with the metal wheels and the pulleys and even the little electric motor in it. I had one of those that was secondhand when I was probably 8-10 years old, and played with it all the time.
Yep.
Never was able to make what they said I was supposed to. But
Right? We have one in the process over there. We have a couple more, but you have your homemade. This is a homemade chair from a grandpa to a grandson. The same with the rocker. So just the different things throughout life.
and the little baby toys, the little Jack in the Box.
Yeah,
There again,
you
that's from the
pull around,
60s probably.
made out of wood.
Right.
Wood before you got your plastic and.
Wow, this
Yeah,
is
your
cool. And then
old
you got some of those
books.
little ugly dolls. What were those things? Cabbage
Our
Patch
Cabbage
Kids.
Patch Kids.
Yes.
Those were huge.
I had a niece or a cousin that got a Cabbage Patch Kid that my grandmother made for Christmas one year. And it was back when they were just becoming really popular. And the poor girl sat down and just cried because Grandma gave her such an ugly doll.
Yeah.
Poor Grandma.
This is another very extensive dollhouse, but we don't have it so we can turn the lights on, but it is all electricity ran throughout the whole home. You can turn on all the chandeliers.
And again, just the detail here. The bathroom has
Yes.
a clawfoot tub and the toilet with the tank 4 feet above it. It's got towels in here. It's got fruits on the coffee table, and everything is just so amazingly detailed. It just boggles the mind.
Yes, and this was hand done by Harriet Free, which you'll learn about her when we go into that next room because
Okay.
she did all the dolls that are in here. And here's a couple of her dolls and antique strollers.
Okay.
So that'll give you just a little taste before we enter next door. And over here we got what every little kid loved, playing in the dirt, the Tonka trucks of all different kinds.
You've got, probably 15 different Tonka trucks, and then you've got some other old metal
old
farm machinery, some
farm
tractors
trucks.
and farm trucks, and then you got a metal pedal tractor, one of the old cast pedal tractors, and some old baseball gloves. Heck, those have to be really old.
Yep, old baseball gloves, old ice skates.
Yes.
We got the old Western toys.
Wooden Legos.
Yes, those are my favorite.
I've never seen wooden Legos.
Yes, they needed a sign. Mostly everybody else can tell what
I
the
thought
toys
that those
are.
were dominoes.
I thought they were dominoes too. That's why I'm like, I need to put a sign up so that they know that these are wooden Legos.
And it says from the 1930s. Wow. And some old ice skates. Some of the old skates that took keys. There was a pretty popular song. All the new kids need to hear it. I got a brand new pair of roller skates, and you got a brand new key. Yeah.
Yep. And then
And neither one of us could do anything. Okay, and we got an
collection.
old drum set. Like I can remember those from when I was a kid in the '60s. And who's the band on the front? There's kids, but I don't know if it's
I
the
don't
Partridge
know.
Family or.
I'm not sure.
And then we got old cap guns.
Yes. A good
Wow.
collection of cap guns.
What's that?
My mom might know.
Oh, yeah, lots of different cap guns.
Yes.
And these ones here looked real. Now they've got the little orange tips and stuff, but back in the
Yep.
day, our cap guns almost
Yeah.
looked like real guns.
Real guns. And they had some weight to them too as well.
Right. And they took the rolls of caps. It took you forever to get them in there, and the mechanisms never worked quite right. So what we always
Yeah.
did with the caps is took the rolls out and hit them all with one hammer. The boom was bigger.
And then we enter into Raggedy Ann's room.
Ooh.
This got opened up, but otherwise our bouncy horses, we normally display them up front. So right now they're just kind of hanging out right here in front of Raggedy Ann.
And
That's
you have
okay.
the two, or you have a bigger collection than that?
We just have the two.
Okay.
Oh, there's three. The oldest one is actually up with the M&Ms.
Okay. And
Yes.
these are spring horses.
Yep.
That,
So this is 80s, around the 80s,
Okay.
1980s.
50s.
Uh,
It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
but these are the horses
And
that
then-
have the springs on them, and you bounce
Yep.
up and down, and
70s.
okay.
Yeah.
And
And
then
then
lots
Raggedy
of Raggedy
Ann.
Ann. Wow.
Anything you could think of that they could make Raggedy Ann out of, it's here, and they did. I think that's the best way to explain it.
Yeah.
And
We got
this
little Raggedy Ann dolls to big Raggedy Ann dolls. It looks like Raggedy Ann pinatas down here.
Yes. And this is only a third of the collection.
A third of the collection.
Yes. This collection used to take up this room and all that front room.
Wow. You've got Raggedy Ann and Andy games. You've got
And it's
figurine
all from
makers.
one donor.
One donor.
And she loved Raggedy Ann and Andy and her home. They were all displayed throughout her whole home.
How many Raggedy Anns are in here?
A lot. I'm
I'm guessing 1,000?
Yeah.
500 to 1,000? I mean, this
Because
is just...
it takes, the storage area is probably from me to that wall there, up about this high with the rest of
So it's
the
about a
Raggedy
12
Ann
by
collection.
12 room, 8 foot high,
Yeah.
with the rest of the collection.
Yes. But what we
Wow.
like to do at the museum is we like to exchange out every
Right.
so often. Every 5 years, create something new. And this exhibit had been the whole front room for a good 10 years. And
Oh.
we just needed to change it up a little bit.
Yeah, this is just amazing. I had no clue that Raggedy Ann had this much following.
I'm going to get this light.
We've
I
got-
think if we...
When did Raggedy Ann become a thing? It looks like some of these dolls are extremely old, like maybe back in the
Yes.
20s and 30s?
Yes,
maybe
Raggedy
even
Ann
sooner?
came to be in the 20s.
In the 20s.
Yes.
And it looks like you've got some of the original Raggedy Ann stuff.
And the story behind Raggedy Ann is back in the 20s, was he a doctor? Can't remember. He got sick, or his daughter got sick. And so he created this little Raggedy Ann doll for her and then created stories to go with it. And that's how Raggedy
Okay.
Ann became to be.
Okay.
So
Yeah, it says, once
quite-
upon a time in 1910, a little girl named Marcella Delight Grusel discovered
Yep.
a dusty doll in her grandmother's attic. The rag doll was already so well loved and worn that she had lost her facial features. Marcella brought the doll to her father, John Gruelle. Is that the way you'd pronounce it? Gruelle. A newspaper cartoonist and writer, expertly painted on a triangular nose, a smile, and replaced a missing button eye. The first Raggedy Ann doll was born. Marcella treasured her new best friend. When Marcella was just 13, she fell ill from an infected vaccination. John Gruelle sat at his daughter's bedside and told her stories about Raggedy Ann. So that's
And
when it
that's-
started. That
yeah.
would have been
And
1910.
that was the
Wow.
birth of the Raggedy Ann and Andy.
Okay. This is quite the collection. This is really nice.
I used to have some of those little glasses with that say "I love you." I had
With the
some
Raggedy
of
Ann on them?
Yeah.
Yep, and we still get in the mail from just different people, not even the same gal that had the first collection, new people.
Oh yeah.
And it'll be a cup or a little tiny Raggedy Ann that they found. And so this room, this is our Harriet Free room. Harriet Free, she dressed all these dolls. She did their hair. She painted on their faces, some of their faces. Each one was like one of her children. She created each one of the dolls.
And most of them are
So
porcelains?
This is Harriet Free, yes.
Okay. And then you've got a picture of her.
And it gives the story about her life and then why she started creating her dolls and how big she was into the rodeos and all just a ton of stuff. She was one interesting lady.
And this is a big display. You've got, what, probably 35, 40, maybe even more than that, because we're going into other rooms here that have even more doll stuff. This is just, wow. And so she would buy porcelain. She would buy porcelain blanks, or she would for the faces.
Yes, for some of them, she even went over to France to learn some of the techniques.
Wow.
Or was it Paris? Might have been Paris, to learn some of the techniques and stuff for painting. And I do believe this is the case that has the creepy doll. So
the creepy doll.
This is the one. And I think everybody has a different doll that kind of creeps them out. But the redhead in the back, that one looks so much more like it's just not a very happy doll. That one could be my creep doll. But I think it's the blonde here in the front with the brown eyes.
That creepy?
Yeah. And the creepy.
There's a lot of people that are just creeped by dolls.
Yes. And the reason behind that is because it's moved on them. So, not the fact that, I mean, it is a beautiful doll. She doesn't really have that scary factor to her, like the doll behind her doesn't look very happy, but it's not that factor. It's a factor of her moving and people saying her facial expressions change.
Wow.
So we have one worker that she will not, she doesn't come in this room. And it's very quick. To the lights, turn them on, and back out.
Wow. Yeah.
That's the one right there.
Huh. Yeah. And each one of these are set in kind of different times. This, I would say, would be kind of early American, not 1776, but maybe more early 1800s setting, would you say, or something like that. This one over here is more maybe Victorian.
Farm era.
Yeah, more of a farm setting. This one here's more of a, do I want to say uppity up or more city type setting with all kinds of different clothes. This one here's a wedding set with all kinds of dolls and different wedding attire. Yeah.
Yeah, and we just keep making our way through.
There's just dolls everywhere. If you're freaked out by dolls, avoid these rooms. I've still got my daughter's doll collection because her husband did not like the dolls and wanted nothing to do with them being at his house. So, So we've got a Christmas collection with a Pinocchio and everybody dressed in their winter sweaters and
I'm blanking on their names and I don't know why. They're the cutesies.
The cupesy. Oh, Cupid dolls.
Yeah.
The Cupid dolls. There we go. You've got a selection of those. The ones with the little deal on the top of their head. Wow. All kinds of different settings and different clothes. This is...
Some paper dolls.
Oh, okay. Yeah, where you had the doll and then you put the different paper clothes on them.
Yep, and you just fold the paper around to hold it. There was all different kinds for the paper dolls.
This one here's a Gone with the Wind set. Wow. You got all the different clothes you can put on all the different characters.
Yeah. And we have
and then you got a little play set, a little tea set.
Yeah. Different kinds of tea sets. And then you have the different, these are different like regional dolls.
Okay. Marlene and Puppe?
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce it. Puppe.
I'm not sure. I'm not.
And then these ones here look like they're from South America. These must be South American uniforms. And Russia.
Some more different dolls. And
if somebody's into dolls, this is a place you have to go to. Ethnic dolls. Mm-hmm. They've got them from all kinds of, a Hawaiian one and looks like just Amish ones and all kinds of different dolls. Wow.
Dolls and the old dress, and you could just tell, with the old lace and.
Yeah. And then we've got go
in
ahead.
the 1800s, an actual crib.
And the crib is on wheels, so is it a...
So it's kind of like a crib / pram.
Okay.
And that's what they would call it in England, the strollers. We call them strollers, they call them prams.
And this one's really quite ornate, just the woodwork and stuff on it. That'd be a really nice antique piece, just as it is. But then you put the
dress.
You put the big doll. This is like a full-size woman doll, and a couple of little kids in there. This is just really neat.
Yeah, see all the different dolls.
There's just so much, and then all the accessories here. You got all the little sewing machines and the little irons and stoves and wow. And then I don't know what this set is. Ladies of the Club. That's It's like a tea party.
Yes.
And they're all dressed in their fancy clothes.
Fancy
Sunday. That lady must have been quite remarkable to be able to make all of this. The details she's put into here. Mother Goose. A lot of the Mother Goose characters in doll form. Geppetto and Pinocchio even. And Mother Goose sitting on a goose. Wow.
Just amazing.
It is.
Amazing collection.
Some people have talent that's just unbelievable.
Yes.
So.
And then we move to the trains.
Oh, the railroads.
Trains. And this room in here, this is a replica of the Garrison Depot, which Garrison is just about 11 miles north from Deer Lodge, which is still in Powell County area.
Right.
And so this is all one gentleman's collection that he has put on loan with the museum that we get to share. So
I like that Railway Express Agency sign. That I've got a Railway Express Agency truck I'm trying to restore at some point.
So in here, and see the old wood burning stove.
Right.
That came out of an engine, and you got your old phones and all the old office supplies and used office supplies and different stuff. Northern Pacific, Field Milwaukee, the old baggage, the old train bench.
Yeah, there's all kinds of neat stuff in here. And then all the little model railroad stuff.
Yes. And the door to the most amazing part is closed.
Oh no.
And I don't know if we can.
Wow, this is still railroad. We walked into this other room, and this is still railroad stuff. Another office with a safety program thing up there. Come in alive in 75. Now we see that it sticks in 76.
And the whole complete railroad. So one of these that's completely done, finished, of the whole area of Deer Lodge, Garrison, Drummond, Racetrack, and everything. That's absolutely amazing. The train goes around, and there's a little tiny hobo that's sitting in the train cart as the train cart's open. There's pack mules going up the mountain. It's all in that locked room.
How come it's locked?
I guess they haven't unlocked it yet. But it's so amazing. And you have like all the homes and the buildings, and you have the bridges and the tunnels and the trees.
Key?
It is so cool. It's behind that door.
Does she have the key up front?
I think it's a...
I'd like to see it.
I know, right? I think I'll let you guys kind of mule around.
Okay.
And I'm going to go get a different key, and I'm going to try and come around the building and in that way.
Okay, we'll just kind of meander and look at some of these different displays. This is pretty neat. They've got a mine car display with a shovel and an explosive box and some of the old mining type helmets. They've just got all kinds of little train stuff here, different sizes from the small, and I don't know what the sizes are. I know some of them are HO size and some of the others, but Some of these are fairly good-sized trains. The locomotive on this one that I'm looking at is probably a foot long and 5 inches tall, all the way down to little tiny ones that are, I don't know. These ones here are the engine's probably 8 inches long and 3 inches high, all done up with the different types of cars that they'd have and the Lionel train set. They've got passenger cars and freight cars and coal cars and box cars. This is really a nice little collection. Okay, we got the door unlocked. We're about ready to go back in. See some more. Oh, wow. Wow. This does have like a whole town here.
Oh, wow.
And there's a little hobo sitting in the rail car. This has Drummond, Montana under construction. This has all the little towns. It's got lots of little buildings, the printing office, the Burlington Mills factory, City Hall, and the train goes through all of this area. Lots and lots of trains and cars, fire engines and automobile cars. This is just detailed like crazy. Houses with trees in the yard and
Handmade trees.
Handmade trees.
They made them. They have even a little thing out there that kind of shows you how they made some of these trees.
Wow. And then the Deer Lodge, Montana Roundhouse. Wow. They've got all kinds of different cars. This roundhouse. These roundhouses were really cool. I went to a museum out in Pennsylvania that had a roundhouse set up. And they have these things set to where you can they balance. You can push them around just without a lot of effort, and then you can put them to all the different tracks in order to go back out in different orders or to take them in to work on them or whatever. And the roundhouse is just a great big track that goes around a swivel, and then you can pull off onto the different tracks. There's probably 25 different tracks that come off to go to different areas to repair. Really an intriguing design and concept in my mind. Yes, this is way cool, but it's not operational right now.
No.
In fact, it looks like somebody blew up the bridge. You're working on it.
Yes, that bridge will come across. They're still working. Drummond isn't quite done yet. That's an area they were working on. We have 2 train guys, but because of what's going on right now, we weren't able to bring them back because of funds. Normally, we would be at full roar and going, and we're just not now. So that kind of put a damper into things for them to finish. And this isn't where it's going to end. They'll also be going all the way through and around. So
really?
So that way, yes, when they are done, it'll be a whole train system like this all the way till you get back into that train depot room.
Wow.
Is how we want it to all.
I mean, this room right now is 25 foot long and 14 foot wide. Mm-hmm. And there's an area in the middle where you can walk in order to work on things. But for the most part, it is all just train stuff. Yes.
It is absolutely amazing.
It is.
Amazing. But see, you can see here that where they're not quite finished. They're still laying some grass, and they're still laying some roadway, and there's the little hobos in the train cart.
Yep.
They're my favorite because they come right along here, and the kids just love it. And they wave hi, and they're like, "Hi."
That's so fun.
Wow. Looks like you got guys working on the tracks.
Campfire over here. Yes, it's just.
Actually, this is a firefighting crew putting out a fire down there with little chainsaws and. Yeah.
Wildlife firefighters. And actually, that's our 2 guys that do the trains. They are real life wildlife firefighters. Wow, say that 5 times fast.
I'll let you do it. And we'll...
No! My goodness. I was having a hard time saying balloon earlier. So there's that. Kind of muddled through that one.
Don't worry. The editor will leave that in.
Hey, if it makes for good TV.
This is just audio.
Oh, audio.
Just
Good
audio. Yes.
Good podcast.
Good podcast.
I'm gonna go back around and lock the door that I came through.
Okay.
And I'll
Sounds
meet you
good.
guys back up at front.
Okay. This is really a nice little museum. And she's coming back on up front. She's going to take us to the next museum. I don't know if these two podcasts will be combined. We're going to head to another one just afterwards. So I will say that the world is full of wonders. Get out and explore. There's so much to see, so much to do, and just have an absolutely wonder-filled day.
All the roll and go, where am I to go? Meet Johnny, where am I to go? For I'm a young and a sailor lad, and where am I to go?